We've all been there. We're about to give a presentation, we're about to do a speech, we're about to get up in front of people and talk. And we need to perform at our best, but suddenly our mind starts working against us. Our thoughts start racing, our heart starts racing, we get sweaty palms, we start to lose control. If this has ever happened to you, don't worry, you're not alone. I'm Matthew. I'm a psychotherapist and meditation teacher, and in this video I'm going to tell you why this happens, how the brain does this and the nervous system, and then I'm going to give you a little mind hack at the end of the video that's going to help you next time you need to get up and perform in front of people. So why does speaking in front of people feel so terrifying sometimes? Well, that's because of the brain and nervous system's ancient evolutionary programming. Thousands of years ago, we lived in very small tribes of about 100 to 150 people. And these people and their opinions of us were really important to us. In fact, they were life or death. If people felt bad about us in the tribe and kicked us out of it, it potentially meant the end of us. It potentially meant us being killed by other tribes or eaten by animals or starving to death. And so people's opinions are very important to the brain and nervous system, and I'm sure you feel that today. I'm sure you spend a lot of time thinking about how other people view you, and this is a survival mechanism. And so when we get up in front of people in a situation that we've attached a lot of social meaning to, or in front of people whose opinions we value, the brain and nervous system gets really, really scared. It actually sees this situation as a physical threat, a life or death threat, and it does what it always does in that situation: triggers the nervous system and pumps the body full of hormones and chemicals used to fight or flight, because it thinks that the situation, it's got confused and thinks that it's a life or death situation, that if this talk or speech goes wrong, we might be thrown out of the tribe. And so we need to have all that power of those chemicals to focus us and get us ready for the situation. Now, of course, we know that having all those chemicals pumping through our body when we go to speak is really detrimental to us, okay? In fact, what we need to be is calm in that situation, as calm as possible. And so we need to find a way to shut off the nervous system and let the brain and nervous system know that they're safe, that this isn't an existential threat, and that we can just get up there nice and calmly and deliver a speech and actually enjoy it. Now, the key to taking back control when you're feeling nervous or overwhelmed about a presentation you're going to do or some form of performance in front of people is checking your breathing, because the breath is directly linked to the nervous system. And what happens is when the fight or flight system is triggered, one of two things will happen with the breath. You'll either be breathing very shallow and very fast, or sometimes you'll even be holding your breath. Okay? Now, these are two ancient ways of getting you ready for a dangerous existential threat. The shallow breathing is flooding your body with oxygen, ready to either fight or run off, okay? The holding the breath is really interesting. Clients always ask me, why do I hold my breath when I'm stressed? That is the freeze. So we have fight, flight, but we also have freeze. So imagine you're in the jungle or you're out in the desert, there's a dangerous animal there. You will freeze in order for the animal to not notice you. And you will hold your breath because you don't even want to make a sound. You don't want to draw attention to yourself with your breath. And so when we get up to a presentation that we've attached meaning to and the brain has mistook as an existential threat, our breath will do this. It will either breathe really fast to give us oxygen to be able to run away or fight, or we will freeze by holding our breath, breathing, holding our breath, breathing, holding our breath. And this keeps the brain in the fight or flight system, and the brain keeps pumping the body with more and more chemicals, and that's why we feel overwhelmed. Okay, so I'm going to give you a little mind hack now. When you're in that situation, to lessen the control that the nervous system has over you and stop the brain from thinking that it's in an existential threat. So what I want you to do is just drop all your attention at the edge of the nostrils and just watch the breath there. Just going in and out. And you can do this before the start of the presentation or whatever you have to do that's causing you anxiety. You can just watch your breathing. And then what I want you to do is just start to regulate your breath through the nose. So I want you to breathe in for the same amount of time that you're breathing out. Breathing in and then breathing out, just for the same amount of time, just taking your time to get that rhythm. You don't have to worry about counting. You just get a sense. Breathing in for the same amount of time, breathing out for the same amount of time, and just watching yourself do that. And when we regulate our breathing in this way, something strange happens. Now, not only do we let the body know it's safe, we also regulate our heartbeat. The heartbeat starts to slow down, match the rhythm of the breath. And so when we're feeling stressed and anxious, we can check our breathing, notice if it's shallow, notice if we're holding our breath or that the breath is rapid. And we can change our breathing, regulating in this really simple way, breathing in for the same amount of time as we breathe out. And by doing this, we shut off the fight or flight or freeze system, move the body into rest or digest, and get a nice feeling of calm, slowing the heart rate in rhythm to the breath, and just stopping us feeling so overwhelmed. And we can continue to keep this rhythm of breath even when we're talking to people when we get good at it. Just keep a slight eye on it while we're doing other things. We can even keep this style of breathing during the presentation or the speech or whatever we have to do. Just gently noticing the breath and regulating it every time we notice it goes shallow, or if we're doing weird things like holding our breath. So I hope that was useful. If you want to know more about mind training, learn a complete system to get a little bit more peace and calm in your life, then click on the school link below and find out more about my mind hacking community that's already helping people. See you there.